Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Your Flow. I'm your host, Michael, and today we have a very special guest with us. Please welcome Olivia.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today.
We're excited to have you, Olivia. Today, we're going to talk about something that many English learners struggle with. It's about thinking in English. You know, when you speak English, do you translate from your native language first, or do you think directly in English?
That's such an important question, Michael. I remember when I was learning English, I always translated everything in my head. It made speaking so slow and tiring.
Exactly. And that's what we want to help our listeners with today. We're going to share simple tips and tricks to help your brain think in English naturally. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
So, Olivia, let's start with the basics. Why is it so important to think in English?
Great question. When you think in English, you speak faster and more naturally. You don't waste time translating words in your head. It's like riding a bike. At first, you think about every move, but later it becomes automatic.
I love that comparison. When you translate, your brain does double work. First, you think in your language, then you translate to English. It's exhausting.
Right. And here's another problem. Sometimes there's no direct translation. Some English words or phrases don't exist in other languages. So when you translate, you get confused or make mistakes.
Yes, like the word awkward or phrases like get over it. These don't translate well. When you think in English, you understand the feeling and meaning directly.
Exactly. Thinking in English also helps you understand native speakers better. You start to understand jokes, idioms, and cultural references.
So the bottom line is this. Thinking in English makes you fluent. It makes you confident, and it makes English feel natural, not forced.
Couldn't have said it better.
Now, let's be honest. Changing how your brain thinks is not easy. What do you think is the biggest challenge for learners?
I think the biggest challenge is habit. Your brain is used to thinking in your native language. It's been doing that your whole life. Changing this habit takes time and practice.
Absolutely. Your native language is like your brain's default setting. English is like a new app you're trying to install. It takes practice to make it your new default.
And there's another challenge too, fear. Many learners are afraid to make mistakes, so they stay in their comfort zone and keep translating.
That's so true. But here's what I tell everyone. Mistakes are good. Mistakes mean you're trying. Mistakes mean you're learning.
Yes, every mistake is a step forward. Native speakers make mistakes too. It's part of being human.
So listeners, remember this. Be patient with yourself. Your brain needs time to adjust. Don't give up if it feels hard at first. All right, let's get into the practical part. Olivia, what's the first step someone should take to start thinking in English?
The first step is to stop translating. I know that sounds obvious, but hear me out. When you read or hear English, try to understand it directly. Don't translate it to your language first.
How can someone practice this?
Start small. Look at objects around you and name them in English. See a cup? Think cup. See a window? Think window. Don't say the word in your language first.
That's brilliant. It's like building a direct connection between the object and the English word.
Exactly. Your brain starts to link things directly to English words. No translation needed.
What's the second step?
The second step is to talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds strange, but it really works.
I do this all the time. When I'm cooking, I say things like, now I'm cutting the vegetables, or I need to add some salt.
Perfect example. You can describe what you're doing, what you're feeling, or what you're thinking. It doesn't have to be complicated. Simple sentences are fine.
And no one is listening, so you can make all the mistakes you want.
Exactly. It's a safe space to practice. You can even have full conversations with yourself. Ask yourself questions and answer them.
Like what?
Like, what should I eat for lunch? And then answer, maybe I'll have a sandwich. Or, how am I feeling today? And answer, I'm feeling good and energized.
I love it. What's the third step?
The third step is to change your environment to English. This means surrounding yourself with English as much as possible.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Change your phone language to English, change your computer settings to English, follow English speaking accounts on social media, listen to English music, watch English shows and movies.
This is so important. When English is everywhere around you, your brain starts to think in English automatically.
Right. Your brain adapts to what it sees and hears most often. If you spend 6 hours a day on your phone and it's in English, that's 6 hours of English practice.
And here's a bonus tip. Label things in your house with English words. Put a sticky note on your mirror that says mirror. Put one on your door that says door.
Yes, visual learning is powerful. Every time you see that label, you reinforce the English word in your brain.
Now, let's talk about something really important. Using simple English. Olivia, why is this important when you're learning to think in English?
This is crucial, Michael. Many learners try to use complicated words and long sentences, but this makes thinking in English harder, not easier.
Right. When you use simple words, your brain processes English faster. You don't have to search for complicated vocabulary.
Exactly. Native speakers use simple English most of the time. They say, I'm tired, not I'm experiencing fatigue. They say, let's go, not shall we proceed.
Simple English is clear English. It's powerful English.
And here's the thing. You can express almost any idea with simple words. You don't need a huge vocabulary to communicate well.
So, our advice to listeners is this. Don't worry about sounding fancy. Focus on being clear and natural.
Yes, use the words you know. Use short sentences. As you practice more, your vocabulary will grow naturally.
And when you learn a new word, use it immediately. Use it in sentences. Use it when you talk to yourself.
That's how you make new words stick in your brain. Practice, practice, practice.
Let's talk about some fun activities that can help build your English thinking skills. Olivia, what's your favorite activity?
I love journaling in English. Every day, I write a few sentences about my day. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just write what I'm thinking and feeling.
Journaling is amazing because it forces you to think in English and organize your thoughts. What else do you recommend?
Reading, but not just any reading. Read things you enjoy. If you like cooking, read recipes in English. If you like sports, read sports news in English.
That's great advice. When you read about topics you love, learning feels fun, not like work.
Exactly. And when you read, try to read without stopping to translate every word. Just keep reading and try to understand the overall meaning.
Another activity I recommend is thinking in English before bed. When you're lying in bed, review your day in English. What did you do? Who did you meet? How do you feel?
That's a wonderful habit. Your brain processes information during sleep, so thinking in English before bed helps reinforce it.
You can also plan your next day in English. Tomorrow, I need to go to the store. I need to buy milk and eggs. Then I'll call my friend.
These small daily practices add up over time. Consistency is more important than doing a lot at once.
Absolutely. 15 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Now, let's address some common problems. Olivia, what do you do when you can't find the right English word?
Great question. When I can't find a word, I describe it instead. For example, if I forget the word hammer, I might say, the tool you use to hit nails.
That's perfect. Native speakers do this too. It's called circumlocution. You talk around the word.
Right. And often, as you describe it, the word comes back to you. Your brain makes the connection.
What if someone feels frustrated because their progress seems slow?
Frustration is normal, Michael. Learning a language is a long journey. But remember, you're rewiring your brain. That takes time.
I always tell people to celebrate small wins. Did you think of one English sentence today without translating? That's a win. Did you understand a joke in English? That's a win.
Yes, focus on progress, not perfection. Every day you practice, you're getting better, even if you don't see it immediately.
And here's something important. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Your journey is unique.
Exactly. Some people might take 6 months to think in English. Others might take 2 years. Both are fine.
What matters is that you keep practicing and don't give up. Let's talk about immersion. Olivia, how can someone create an English immersion environment at home?
Immersion means surrounding yourself with English all the time. At home, you can do this by consuming English content constantly.
Like what?
Watch English YouTube videos while eating breakfast. Listen to English podcasts while exercising. Read English articles during your break. Watch English shows before bed.
Basically, replace your native language content with English content as much as possible.
Right. And here's a tip. Watch shows or movies you've already seen in your language. Because you know the story, you can focus on the English instead of struggling to understand the plot.
That's smart. You can also use subtitles in English, not in your native language. This helps you connect spoken English with written English.
Yes, and start with content made for learners. There are many YouTube channels, podcasts, and books designed for English learners. The language is simpler and clearer.
As you improve, gradually move to content made for native speakers. News, documentaries, interviews, comedy shows.
The key is to make English a part of your daily life, not just something you study for an hour and then forget.
English should become as natural as breathing. It's not a subject to study. It's a skill to live with. Now, let's talk about using this skill in real conversations. Olivia, how can someone think in English when they're actually talking to someone?
This is where it gets challenging. In a conversation, you have pressure. Someone is waiting for your response.
So, what's the solution?
First, slow down. It's okay to take a moment to think. Native speakers do this too. They say things like, or let me think, or that's a good question.
Right. You don't have to respond immediately. Taking a breath and thinking for a second is perfectly fine.
Second, use simple sentences. When you're nervous or under pressure, your brain wants to go back to translating. Fight that urge by keeping your sentences short and simple.
Instead of trying to say a perfect, complicated sentence, just say what you can say clearly.
Exactly. You can always add more information in the next sentence. Break your thoughts into small pieces.
What if someone's mind goes completely blank?
Ask the other person to repeat the question. Say, sorry, can you say that again? This gives you a few extra seconds to think.
Or ask for clarification. Do you mean this or that? It shows you're engaged and gives you time to process.
And remember, most people are patient and understanding. They know English is not your first language. They want to help you, not judge you.
That's so important to remember.
Most people are kind and supportive.
For our listeners who are already at an intermediate level, let's share some advanced tips. Olivia, what helped you reach fluency?
One thing that really helped me was learning phrases instead of individual words. Native speakers think in phrases and chunks, not word by word.
Can you give an example?
Sure, instead of learning the words make, decision, and difficult separately, learn the whole phrase, make a difficult decision. Your brain stores it as one unit.
That's brilliant. This is how native speakers think. They don't construct sentences word by word. They use ready-made chunks.
Exactly. So when you learn new vocabulary, always learn it in context. Learn example sentences, not just definitions.
Another advanced tip is to think about abstract concepts in English, not just physical objects, but feelings and ideas.
Yes, try to describe your emotions in English. I feel anxious about the exam, or I'm excited about the weekend. Think about your opinions in English, too. I believe that exercise is important, or I think that movie was boring.
As you do this more, you'll find yourself naturally having internal debates in English. You'll weigh pros and cons, make plans, and solve problems all in English.
That's when you know you're really thinking in English. It's not just describing what you see anymore, it's processing complex thoughts.
And here's something fascinating. When you dream in English, that's a sign your brain has deeply internalized the language. I remember my first English dream. It was such an exciting moment. I woke up thinking, wow, my brain just spoke English while I was asleep.
It's a wonderful milestone, but don't worry if it hasn't happened to you yet. Dreams are just one indicator. They're not the only measure of fluency.
Let's talk about motivation, because this journey can be long and sometimes difficult. Olivia, how do you stay motivated?
I remind myself why I started learning English in the first place. Was it for a job, for travel, to make friends, to watch movies without subtitles?
That's important. Your why is your fuel. When you feel tired or frustrated, remember your goal.
I also celebrate my progress. I keep a journal where I note my improvements. This month, I had a full conversation in English, or I understood a podcast episode without pausing.
That's a great idea. We often focus on what we can't do yet and forget how far we've come.
Exactly. Look back at where you started. You've probably learned so much already.
Another motivation tip: find a community. Join English learning groups online. Practice with other learners, share your struggles and successes.
Yes, when you're part of a community, you don't feel alone. You see others facing the same challenges. You encourage each other.
And sometimes teaching others helps you learn too. If you help a beginner, you reinforce your own knowledge.
That's so true. Explaining something in English forces you to think clearly and organize your thoughts.
Remember, motivation goes up and down. Some days you'll feel excited, some days you'll feel tired. Both are normal.
The key is to keep showing up, even on the tired days. Even if you just practice for 5 minutes, that's better than nothing.
Consistency beats intensity. A little bit every day is the secret to success. Now let's talk about mistakes people make when trying to think in English. Olivia, what's the biggest mistake you see?
The biggest mistake is expecting perfection. People think they need to be perfect before they can think in English, but that's backwards.
Right. You learn by doing, not by waiting until you're ready. You'll never feel completely ready.
Another mistake is studying grammar too much and not practicing enough. Grammar's important, but it's not everything.
I agree. You can know all the grammar rules but still not be able to think in English. You need real practice, real usage.
Some people also make the mistake of only learning formal English. They study textbook English but never learn how people actually talk.
Yes, real English is casual, relaxed, and full of contractions. We say gonna instead of going to. We say wanna instead of want to.
Exactly. If you only learn formal English, you'll sound like a robot, not a real person.
Another mistake is avoiding speaking because you're afraid of mistakes. But speaking is how you improve.
Right. You have to push through the fear. Every native speaker will understand if you make a mistake. They made mistakes too when they were children.
And here's something important. Don't try to translate idioms directly. English idioms don't make sense when translated literally.
Oh, yes, like it's raining cats and dogs doesn't mean animals are falling from the sky.
Exactly. Learn idioms as complete phrases. Understand what they mean, not what each word means.
The last mistake I'll mention is giving up too soon. Many people quit after a few weeks because they don't see fast results.
But language learning is like planting a tree. You water it every day, and for a while you see nothing. Then, suddenly, it grows.
Patience is essential. Trust the process. Your brain is working even when you don't see immediate results.
Let's give our listeners a simple daily routine they can follow. Olivia, what would a good English thinking practice routine look like?
Great idea. Let's create a routine that takes about 30 minutes a day but makes a big difference.
Sounds perfect. Let's break it down by time of day. What should someone do in the morning?
In the morning, spend 5 minutes narrating your routine in English. While brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste tastes minty. Now I'm washing my face.
Simple but effective. What about during breakfast?
During breakfast, watch a short English video, maybe a 5-minute news clip or a YouTube video about something you're interested in.
And try to watch without subtitles if you can, or use English subtitles only.
Right. During your commute or break time, listen to an English podcast or music. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is absorbing the sounds and patterns.
What about lunchtime?
At lunch, spend 5 minutes reading something in English. It could be a news article, a blog post, or even Instagram captions from English accounts.
Keep it light and fun. Don't make it feel like homework.
Exactly. In the afternoon, practice thinking in English about your tasks. I need to finish this work. Then I'll call my friend. Later, I'll go to the gym.
What about evening time?
In the evening, spend 10 minutes journaling in English. Write about your day. What did you do? What did you learn? How do you feel?
And before bed?
Before bed, review your day in English. Think through everything that happened, like watching a movie of your day in your mind, but narrating it in English.
This routine covers all the skills: speaking to yourself, listening, reading, writing, and thinking.
And it's flexible. If you miss a part, that's okay. Just do what you can. Something is always better than nothing.
The goal is to make English a natural part of your day, not a separate study session. Let's share some helpful resources and tools. Olivia, what apps or websites do you recommend?
For vocabulary building, I love using flashcard apps. They help you memorize words through repetition.
There are also great YouTube channels for English learners, channels that teach English with simple words and clear pronunciation.
Yes, and don't forget about English learning podcasts. There are so many free podcasts designed specifically for learners at different levels.
For reading practice, I recommend starting with children's books or young adult novels. They use simpler language but still tell engaging stories.
News websites often have sections for learners too, with simplified articles about current events.
What about speaking practice?
There are language exchange apps where you can chat with native English speakers. They want to learn your language and you want to learn English, so you help each other.
That's great because you get real conversation practice with real people.
And it's free. You can also join online English learning communities on social media or forums.
For pronunciation, there are speech recognition apps that listen to you speak and give feedback.
Those are really helpful for building confidence because you can practice alone without feeling embarrassed.
The key is to use a variety of resources. Don't rely on just one app or one method.
Right. Mix it up. Keep it interesting. If something gets boring, try something new.
How can someone measure their progress in thinking in English, Olivia? What are the signs that show you're improving?
Great question. The first sign is that you start having moments where you think in English without trying. It just happens naturally.
Yes, like when you see something and the English word pops into your head first before your native language word.
Another sign is that you catch yourself talking to yourself in English without planning to.
Or when you're trying to remember something and you remember it in English, not in your native language.
Also, your speaking speed increases. You don't pause as much to think or translate. The words flow more smoothly.
And your mistakes change. You stop making translation mistakes and start making native speaker type mistakes.
That's actually a good thing. It means you're thinking in English. You're just still learning the rules.
Another sign is that you start to understand jokes and wordplay in English. Humor is hard because it requires you to think in that language.
Right. And you start to dream in English, like we mentioned earlier.
You might also notice that watching English content becomes easier and more enjoyable. You're not working so hard to understand.
And here's a big one. You start to prefer consuming some content in English rather than in your native language.
Like maybe you prefer watching certain YouTubers in English, or you prefer English podcasts on certain topics.
That's when you know English has become a real part of your life, not just something you study.
Remember, progress is not always linear. Some days you'll feel fluent. Other days you'll struggle. That's normal.
The overall trend is what matters. Look at where you were 6 months ago versus where you are now.
As we wrap up, let's share some final words of encouragement. Olivia, what do you want our listeners to remember?
I want everyone to remember that thinking in English is a skill, not a talent. Anyone can learn it with practice and patience.
It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're from, or how long you've been learning. You can do this.
Don't be too hard on yourself. Learning a language is one of the hardest things a human brain can do. Be proud of every step forward.
And remember, there's no deadline. This is not a race. You're not competing with anyone.
Your goal is not to be perfect. Your goal is to communicate, to connect, to express yourself.
Native speakers make mistakes too. They forget words, they say and They're not perfect either.
What matters is that you keep trying, keep practicing, keep pushing yourself just a little bit every day.
And enjoy the journey. Learning English opens up a whole world of books, movies, music, people, and opportunities.
It's not just about thinking in English. It's about the doors that open when you speak English fluently.
You can travel with confidence. You can make friends from different countries. You can access information and opportunities that weren't available before.
And here's something beautiful. As you learn English, you're also growing as a person. You're becoming more confident, more adaptable, more open-minded.
Learning a language changes your brain in wonderful ways. It makes you smarter, more creative, and better at problem solving.
So keep going. On days when it feels hard, remember why you started. Remember your goals and dreams.
And know that thousands of people have walked this path before you and succeeded. You can too.
We believe in you. Your future self will thank you for the effort you're putting in today.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Olivia, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you for having me, Michael. This was wonderful. I hope our listeners found this helpful.
I'm sure they did. To everyone listening, remember, start small, be consistent, and be patient with yourself. Thinking in English is possible for you.
And remember to practice every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Small steps lead to big changes.
Before we go, I want to remind everyone to like this video, subscribe to Speak Your Flow, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
And leave a comment below. Tell us what language learning challenges you face. We read all the comments and we love hearing from you.
If this video helped you, share it with your friends who are also learning English. Let's help each other grow.
And remember, every day is a new opportunity to practice. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today.
That's right. Thank you all for watching. Keep speaking, keep learning, and keep flowing.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye.